Emily Stevens was renowned for her perfectionism and demanding nature, but her upcoming wedding had taken these traits to new heights. She transformed into a bridezilla, consumed by her obsession with being the most beautiful bride on her special day. Every aspect of the wedding had to be flawless, and Emily's focus zeroed in on her appearance. She believed that having the longest, most exquisite hair would set her apart and make her the envy of everyone. Her fixation on her hair turned her into an unrelenting bridezilla, causing her to lose sight of the true meaning of friendship and the feelings of those around her. Sarah Adams had always been Emily's closest confidant, standing by her side through thick and thin. Their friendship had weathered countless storms, but Emily's impending wedding would put it to the ultimate test. As the wedding preparations reached a fever pitch, Emily's bridezilla persona took hold, fueling her obsession with being the center of attention. In her quest for perfection, she devised a plan to make herself stand out even more on her special day. One evening, amidst a flurry of wedding discussions and fittings, Emily turned to Sarah with a calculating glint in her eyes. "You know, Sarah," she began, her voice laced with a tinge of arrogance, "I want all the bridesmaids to have short, sleek hair. It will create a stunning visual contrast and make my own long, flowing locks the undeniable focal point. I think it's only fair that you and the other bridesmaids cut your hair to match my vision." Sarah's heart sank at the request. She cherished her beautiful cascading tresses and had always taken pride in their natural elegance. The idea of sacrificing her hair for the sake of Emily's vanity felt like a personal blow, and she struggled to reconcile her love for her friend with this unreasonable demand. Deep down, Sarah yearned to express her individuality and retain her identity as she stood beside Emily on her big day. Torn between her own desires and the fear of damaging their friendship, Sarah weighed the options before her. She knew the decision she was about to make would have far-reaching consequences, not only for her appearance, but also for their bond. With a heavy heart, she reluctantly agreed to Emily's request, burying her own dreams beneath the weight of their friendship and the wedding. As the wedding day inched closer, the strain on Emily and Sarah's once unbreakable friendship became increasingly evident. Emily's relentless pursuit of perfection and her demanding nature began to take its toll on their relationship. Sarah found herself caught in a whirlwind of wedding-related tasks, constantly catering to Emily's every whim and fancy. The pressure to conform to Emily's expectations, including sacrificing her luscious locks, gnawed at her spirit, creating a growing resentment deep within. One evening, as the sun set and cast a golden glow across the room, Sarah summoned the courage to address her concerns. She and Emily sat together in Emily's elegant living room, surrounded by bridal magazines and fabric samples. "Emily, I understand that your wedding is of utmost importance to you," Sarah began, her voice tinged with a mix of apprehension and vulnerability. "But asking us to change our appearances to suit your vision feels unfair. Our hair is a part of who we are, and it seems like we are losing our individuality in the process." Emily's eyes narrowed, her face etched with a sense of entitlement. "Sarah, this is my wedding, my special day," she retorted sharply, her tone laced with impatience. "I want everything to be perfect, and having all the bridesmaids with short hair will make a statement. It's not too much to ask for your support." Sarah's heart sank further, disappointment seeping into her core. She had hoped for understanding and compromise, but Emily's response only deepened the divide between them. Their friendship teetered on the precipice of irreparable damage, as the realization dawned that Emily's obsession with her appearance had blinded her to the true value of their bond. Unbeknownst to Emily, her plans for hair sacrifice had not gone unnoticed. Her mischievous younger brother, Jack, had overheard the conversation between Emily and Sarah. Consumed by a mix of curiosity and a desire to teach his sister a lesson, he concocted a daring plan. The night before the wedding, as Emily drifted off to sleep, a glint of mischief danced in Jack's eyes. Armed with a pair of scissors, he stealthily made his way to Emily's room. Carefully, he snipped away at her flowing locks, determined to demonstrate the consequences of her unreasonable demands. As the morning light peeked through the curtains, Emily awoke, stretching and yawning in anticipation of her wedding day. But as she ran her fingers through her hair, her heart skipped a beat. A gasp escaped her lips as she discovered the remnants of her once luxurious mane. The strands lay haphazardly, uneven and considerably shorter than before. Shock and disbelief flooded Emily's senses. She jumped out of bed, rushing to the mirror in a state of panic. Her reflection revealed the aftermath of Jack's clandestine intervention. Tears welled up in her eyes as she realized the gravity of her actions, now mirrored in her own altered appearance. A mix of emotions surged within her. Anger, frustration, and a profound sense of regret washed over Emily. She was humbled by the sudden realization that her quest for perfection had come at a great cost, both to her relationships and her own sense of self. Staring at her altered reflection, Emily's heart weighed heavy with remorse. The gravity of her behavior settled upon her, and she understood the pain she had inflicted on Sarah. It was a profound moment of self-reflection and a catalyst for change. Determined to make amends, Emily reached out to Sarah, her voice trembling with sincerity and humility. She expressed her deepest regrets, acknowledging the hurt and frustration she had caused. Emily understood that her pursuit of a picture-perfect wedding had clouded her judgment, obscuring the true value of her relationships. Sarah, although wounded and guarded, listened intently to Emily's heartfelt apology. Her own pain was still fresh, but she recognized the genuine remorse in Emily's eyes. Slowly, the walls of anger and resentment began to crumble, making way for a glimmer of forgiveness. Emily, humbled by the consequences of her actions and determined to make amends, decided to take a leap towards reconciliation. Realizing the significance of hair to her bridesmaids and wanting to express her heartfelt apologies, she made a phone call to her trusted hairstylist, Isabella. With a sincere tone, Emily explained the situation to Isabella, expressing her remorse and desire to transform the bridesmaids' hair, including her own, into something extraordinary. Emily saw this as an opportunity to show her gratitude and to mend the strained relationships that had suffered due to her Bridezilla behavior. Isabella, touched by Emily's sincerity and her genuine desire for redemption, gladly accepted the task. She arrived at Emily's house, carrying with her a sense of hope and a selection of beautiful hair extensions. Together, they prepared for a transformation that would symbolize forgiveness, unity, and a fresh start. One by one, the bridesmaids arrived, their expressions filled with curiosity and a hint of cautious optimism. Emily, with a genuine smile on her face, greeted each one warmly. She thanked them for their understanding and for standing by her, despite her past unreasonable demands. As Isabella set up her tools, a wave of excitement filled the room. The bridesmaids, now receptive to Emily's efforts to make amends, eagerly took their places in front of the mirror. Isabella carefully assessed each bridesmaid's hair, considering their unique features and preferences, before attaching the extensions. With each strand that was skillfully applied, a sense of transformation took hold. The room buzzed with chatter, laughter, and shared moments of vulnerability. Through this act of reconciliation, Emily aimed to not only restore their outward appearance, but also to mend the emotional bonds that had been strained. When it was Emily's turn, she sat in the chair, her heart brimming with gratitude and anticipation. As Isabella worked her magic, attaching the extensions and arranging Emily's hair with care, Emily allowed herself to let go of her past mistakes and embrace the potential for a brighter future. As the bridesmaids and Emily stood side by side, their newly transformed hair reflecting unity and forgiveness, the room exuded a sense of healing and renewed camaraderie. Emily's heart swelled with a profound sense of gratitude for the opportunity to show her appreciation and to rebuild the friendships she had once jeopardized. On the day of the wedding, as Emily walked down the aisle, her heart filled with a renewed sense of humility and love for her bridesmaids. The sight of her closest friends, their hair flowing elegantly, symbolized their collective journey towards forgiveness and growth. Throughout the ceremony and the festivities that ensued, Emily made it a point to express her gratitude to each bridesmaid individually. With heartfelt words and gestures, she sought to convey her appreciation for their unwavering support and understanding. As the night unfolded, amidst the enchanting music and laughter, Emily and her bridesmaids danced joyfully, their hair swaying in harmony with their movements. In that moment, they were not just bridesmaids, but a sisterhood bound by forgiveness, resilience, and the shared experience of growth. And as the stars sparkled in the night sky, Emily and her bridesmaids embraced, knowing that their friendships had been tested and had emerged stronger than ever before. The journey of transformation and redemption had not only restored their outward beauty, but had also ignited a deep and lasting connection that would carry them through a lifetime of memories and shared experiences.